Hello everyone, my name is Sunandan and my topic for seminar would be robotics, its history and modern day robotics. The contents of my presentations are robotics, its history and robotic technology. Robotics word is basically derived from word robot. So first of all, what is robot? It is a reprogrammable multifunction machine that is used to replace human in hazardous work. It can be used as automatic machine sweeper, automatic car, or a machine that is used to remove mines from the war field. Now, what is robotics? Robotics is basically a science that is used to design and develop robots. What is the need for the robotics or robots? Robots are basically fast. They can do dangerous works in hazardous temperature. They can do repetitive tasks, and they are pretty accurate. About history of robotics, I'll be telling about when the first robotics word was used, laws of robotics, and the first robot. The first use of robotics. The robot was first introduced by says writer Carroll in his play. The play began in a factory that makes artificial people called robots. The first robot was Unimate. The first commercial, digital and reprogrammable robot was built by George Devil in 1954 and was named Unimate. It was sold to General Motors in 1961, where it was used to lift pieces of hot metal from die casting. About laws of robotics, there are basically 4 laws. The 0th law states that a robot may not injure humanity or through inaction allow humanity to come to harm. The first law states that a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm unless this would violate a higher order law. The second law states that a robot must obey order given it by human being except where such orders would conflict with higher order law. Third law states that a robot must prevent its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with higher order laws. There are basically 3 major components of a robot. The first one is sensor, the second one is controller, and the third and last one is effectors. The sensor is a device module machine that's purpose is to detect event or changes in the environment and send the information to the controller. The controller is basically the brain of a robot that process the signal from sensor and generate an output depending upon it and send it to effector. Effector are basically the moving part of a robot that are responsible for any work. Here's how sensors work. Whenever it detects something change in its environment, it sends some signal to controller. Then controller processes that signal and send electric signal to effectors. Those electric signal are responsible for the effector for their movement. Now coming toward the types of robot, there are basically 5 types of robot: mobile robots, stationary robots, autonomous robots, remote controlled, and virtual robots. The mobile robot is a robot that is capable of moving in the surrounding. Mobile robot is usually considered to be a subfield of robotics and information engineering. Mobile robots have capability to move around in the environment and are not fixed to one physical location. Stationary robots are actually opposite of the mobile robot. They are fixed in a single position. They have arm-like structure that can move, and it consists of joint, wrist, elbow, and waist and shoulder. Autonomous robots are basically the higher version of AI robots. They are also called auto-robot or Autobot. Is a robot that performs behavior or task with a high degree of autonomy. Autonomous robotics is usually considered to be a subfield of artificial intelligence, robotics, and information engineering. Remote control robots are nothing but robots that are controlled by a robot or any other transmitting device. These are directly controlled by a human through transmitting devices. Now, the virtual robots are nothing but programs or building block of software inside a computer. The virtual robot can simulate a real robot or just perform a repetitive task. A special kind of robot is a robot that searches the World Wide Web. The internet has countless robots scrolling to site. These web crawlers collect information on websites, send this information to the search engines. Advantages of robots. There are many advantages of robots. The major ones are robots are fast and accurate, they are reliable, they are easy to use, they can survive extreme condition, they does not have any fatigue problem, they can work without breaks. There are some disadvantages of robots too. The first one is that they need maintenance. Robots can't do work continuously without any maintenance break. Their installment costs are pretty high. They need continuous power supply. And the last but not least, they reduce jobs for human. That was all from my side. Thank you all.